Right, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this. We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Check your workstation for the details.
I've been in touch with some contacts at Williams, and they think your attitude and results might be a good fit for their team. We can talk to them at our next contract review if you're interested. Let's see what kind of offer they can put on the table.
Welcome to all of you joining us here in Singapore as the clock ticks down towards the green light. An opportunity here then for the drivers to learn the track and learn the car, and of course work out all the little kinks that show up when the teams put these cars together at the circuit. Anthony Davidson, this is all very familiar to you of course, so why don't you give us an idea as to what the drivers will be getting up to in these sessions?
I'd say the first responsibility for drivers during pre-practice is in gathering data for correlation purposes, which allows the engineers to match real-life data against the simulation. Secondly, the driver then needs to dial themselves into a circuit that they may not have driven around for a full year, which is a fact that's often overlooked. And then you finally focus on the details of car setup and the tyre wear. It's critical to have a good relationship with your engineer here so they can make the right adjustments at the right time to the car that ultimately bring out the performance you're looking for.
Program complete and a job well done. Test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of value.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You've got a bit of rivalry going on. How did that come about? You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip? Great! Well, that's everything.
Target time. We're happy with that. Okay, super job so far.
To settle down and the drivers below to get fired up. Once again, welcome to Singapore as we get ready for the green light and the start of what should be a fantastic qualifying session. And as we count down to that green light, I have to say, Anthony Davidson, that this rain is not showing any signs whatsoever of abating. I imagine we'll be looking at some last-minute setup changes to better adapt these cars to the conditions. What do you think?
The trouble is, Crofty, they need to be thinking about the race tomorrow. You don't want to go jacking up the ride heights and piling on a few points of extra downforce that you're not going to want in the Grand Prix itself. The Parc Fermé regulations mean that you have to make that choice. The best thing the drivers can do is adapt with the tools they have available in the cockpit. Moving the brake bias forward will help stop the rear end slipping out under braking, and opening up the differential can really help tame the oversteer on corner exit. The drivers that can make best use of these techniques will have the best chance for success here today.
That last lap puts you into that last lap. Seconds left in the session.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race? How does the poor weather change your strategy going into the race? Great! Well, that's everything.
Hello and welcome one and all to the shining streets of Singapore. Can you believe we've been coming here for nearly a decade now? It feels like only yesterday that Felipe Massa was dragging his fuel hose down the pit lane in that eventful opening race, and in a Grand Prix won from pole position more often than not. Will we see a new victor crowned today? It's a 3.1 mile lap here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit with 47% taken at full throttle. It's hot, humid and bumpy around the 13 lefts and the 10 rights of mostly slow corners. But we should see speeds of up to 200 miles per hour along the Raffles Boulevard. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk briefly about Daniel Ricciardo. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Crofty, Bottas. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Max Verstappen and Raikkonen, Vettel, Hartley, Hülkenberg and Sergei Sorokin, Ericsson, Ocon, Kevin Magnussen and Leclerc. Stroll, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz. Gasly and Roman Grosjean starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race. We're trailing our teammate by 6.3 seconds. Fernando's in for his stop. Exit now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track. Okay, you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake. Here
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. It's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Valtteri Bottas takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Lots of drivers impressed me today, Crofty, but I'd say the one who impressed me the most was Daniel Ricciardo.
And now let's take a look at the Constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy. We all underestimated you, didn't we? So talk us through what happened between you and your rival today. You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? You had a few bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is at fault? Appreciate your time.
That's a great result. You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints with that performance.
We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.